So good afternoon, everyone. So today we're going to discuss the software quality management. Okay. So before that, these are the learning objectives. Number one, understand the issue of software quality and the activities present in the typical quality management process. Number two, understand the advantages of difficulties presented by the use of the quality standard in software engineering. And number three, understand the concept of software quality management. Okay, so as an introduction, we all know that computers and software are ubiquitous. Mostly, they're embedded and we don't even realize where and how we depend on software. We might accept it or not, but software is governing our world and society and will continue to further on. It is difficult to imagine our world without software. There will be no running water, food supplies, business or transportation will disrupt immediately, disease will spread, and security will be dramatically reduced. In short, our society will disintegrate rapidly. A key reasons our planet can bear over 6 billion people is a software. Since software is ubiquitous, we need to stay in control. You have to make sure that the system and the software run as you intend, or as better as much possible. Only if software has the right quality, we will still stay in control and not suddenly realize that the things are going awful wrong. Software quality management is the discipline that ensures that the software we are using, depending upon, is of right quality. Okay? So only with solid understanding and discipline in software quality management, we effectively stay in control. Okay? So what exactly software quality management is? To address the question, we first need to define the term quality. Okay? So quality is the ability of set of inherent characteristic of a product, service, product, component, or process to fulfill requirements of the customers. From a management and controlling perspective, quality is the degree to which set of inherent characteristic fulfills requirements. Okay? On the other hand, quality management is the sum of all planned systematic activities and process for creating, controlling, assuring equality. Okay? So you have used B-type visualization of the development process to illustrate the different quality control techniques are applied to each level of abstractions from requirements engineering to implementation. Okay? So quality control questions are mentioned on the right side. They are addressed by techniques such as reviews or testing. Okay? Quality assurance questions are mentioned in the middle and they are addressed with the audits or sample checks. And quality improvement questions are mentioned in the left side. They are addressed by dedicated improvement projects and continuous improvement activities. Okay? So the quality means that the product satisfies the demands of its specification. Okay? If it's a quality product, it also means achieving a high level of customer satisfaction with the product. Okay? So, therefore, the software quality management or software quality is concerned with ensuring the required level of quality is achieved in a software product. It involves the definition of appropriate quality standards and the definition of procedures to ensure that these standards are followed. And software quality management works best when a quality culture is created where quality is seen as everyone's responsibilities. Okay? Alright. So quality assurance, ayan. So quality assurance, this is what? Okay? So, ayan. So this is mentioned in the middle, actually. Okay? So if you say quality assurance, establishing organizational quality standards and procedures. If you say quality planning, it's selecting and modifying applicable quality standards and procedures for a particular project. Okay? If you say quality control, ensuring quality standards and procedures are followed by developing team. And take note, quality management should be separated from the project management to ensure independence. Okay? So the quality standards. Ayan. So the quality standards, okay, create to effective quality management. We have the product standards that define the characteristics exhibited by all components of the program. The process standards describe how a software process is to be implemented, on the other hand, and should encapsulate best practice. This helps avoid repeating past mistakes. And lastly, provide continuity by giving new team members a means to understand the organizational priorities. Okay? Alright. As a part of the product standards, we have the design review form, the documentation naming standards, the function prototype format, the programming type standards, the project plan format, and the change requirements report. So it's overall the part of the process or the part of the product standards. Okay? If you say the process standards, this is all about the design review guidelines, document submission procedures, version release process, project plan approval procedure, change control process, and the test data recording procedures. Okay, so that's the product and the process standards. Okay, so problem with standards. Sometimes viewed by the software engineers are neither up to date or relevant to the current project. Okay, can involve lots of bureaucratic form completion and submission, often not supported directly by the software tools, and this can be skinny lots of manual work to maintain the standards. Okay, that's usually problem. Okay, in applying equality standards, in applying standards in development. Okay, so quality standards development, it should be number one, it should be in practitioners in their development. It should involve practitioners in their development. Number two, engineering must understand the rationale behind each standard. Number three, standard must be reviewed and revised regularly to avoid obsolescence and credibility problems with practitioners. And lastly, detailed standards need tools support to eliminate the too much clerical work. Excuse for not following this. Okay, so we have a documentation standards even for your system and your the documentation itself. We have the documentation process standards. Okay, yeah, bye bye. Okay, documentation process standards to describe how documents are to be developed, validated, and maintained. Okay, the document standards concerned with the document content, the structure, the overall structure of the documentation, and the appearance. Okay, and document interchange standards specify how documents are to be stored and shared between the different documentation systems. Okay, so we have different standard documentations. Okay, documentation process standards, the document standards, the document interchange standards. Okay, so documentation processes is the usually process of our documentation. Okay, so create initial draft, after that the review draft. So after the review draft, incorporate review comments, and then the redraft the comment. Okay, if you have a problem in the, we have your problem in your draft, your problem in your documentation, you go back to the draft, and you go back to the accurate reviews and the comments. And then you proceed to the draft with the comment, and then after that, if there's everything is fixed and the appropriate text. Produce the final draft, check the final draft, the approval, which is the layout text, review layout, produce print master, and the print copies. Right? So documentation standard. So the document identification standards, ayan, how documents are labeled. So this is about, it's all about the documentation itself, the overall structure of your documentation. So the font style, the size, the logos, the images that you're going to apply, even the document, even the margins. Okay, even the page numbers and the references. Okay, so anyway, you have a template for that, especially in your capstone project. So the capstone advisor will give you the template before you can start the documentation. Okay, so document interchange standards. So this is the documentation standard that allows documents produced on different computers using different tools to be exchanged among team members. So the lifetime of many word processing systems is often less than the lifetime of the software being documented. So document retrieval can be tricky. Document interchange standards like XML are beginning to emerge as partial solution to these problems. Okay, so later on we're going to discuss that the XML. Right, so process-based quality. So take note that the quality of the software is based the production of your system, the pace of the production of the software. If you say process-based quality, product quality is influenced by the quality of its production process. That's what I said. This relationship is easy to see in the manufacture of goods. It is more complex for software production. So of course, it's easy. You can easily identify the quality of the goods, the foods, or anything in the industry. Okay, compared to the software. Okay, so in goods, you can easily identify it. It's just like Just for example, let's say you have your clothes. So the clothes is, you can say that the clothing is good or the depends of the brand. Okay? If you talk about with the foods like a good food, that's the quality already. Okay? But in the software production, okay, it's very complex or challenging or difficult to identify, especially for that particular software, if that particular software is a quality software. Okay? Since the application of individual skills and experience is particularly important in software development. External factors, example, application novelty or need to accelerate schedule, or might more likely to impair quality. Okay? So process-based quality, so this is the process-based quality chart. So for example, the first, let's say you're going to develop an inventory. So the first thing that you're going to do is to identify the requirements, right? The requirements of your inventory system. So define the process, the specification, with the different components, and the data itself. If you have that, okay, then you proceed to the development of product. Okay? In the development of product, of course, the design and the, what we call this, the coding. Okay? In the coding part, okay, what it's your coding is based on your design. Okay? So again, the production, the quality of the system is based the production of your software, of your system. So in the defined process, in the first stage of development, if it's not complete, okay, so you did not complete the requirements, and of course, in times or during your development project, the system itself is not complete. Okay, so during the assessment or the verification of the system, of course, if it's not complete, you are going to go back. Okay, until you meet the project requirements of the client. And then, of course, if yes, you standardize the process. Okay, you proceed to what? The next step of development. Okay? Alright, so process quality overview, number one, determine the process standards to be used. So for example, the review procedures, the configuration, okay, and so on and so forth. Another thing, monitor the development process to ensure that standards are being followed. Okay? So next, report process findings to project manager and customer process-based quality. Okay, so quality plan. As a quality management activities, so quality plan identifies the most significant quality attributes appropriate for the product. Okay? And the quality plan, of course, defines the assessment process in detail for each quality attribute. So every development, even small program, small system, you apply the quality plan, you apply planning. Okay? Indicate which organization standard should be applied and defines new standard as necessary. Okay, so quality plan components. We have the production introduction, the product introduction, the product plans, the process description, the quality goals, the risk and risk management. Okay, so here are the attributes. Okay, the attributes of a software quality or the software quality attributes. We have the safety, the security. Okay, so take note. Every system that you're going to use, we apply the safety procedure or the safety method. So what are the usually safety methods that we use or integrate in our system? Of course, the login. Okay, so you apply login in the first, actually that's the first process of your development. The first process of your system, rather. Okay, so the security method. So any system, even standalone, even the web-based, okay, even the mobile application, they use a safety or the security method for the system. So we have reliability, resilience, robustness, understandability, testability, adaptability, modularity, complexity, portability, usability, accessibility, reusability, efficiency, and learnability. Alright, another quality management activity is, of course, the quality control. Examine the software development process to ensure that all relevant procedures and standards are being followed. Okay, so we have two basic approach in the quality control. We have the quality reviews and the software measurement and assessment. Okay, so let's talk about the reviews. Reviews are the principal means of validating both process and product quality. Okay, so basic procedure is to have a group of people examine a process artifact to find potential problems. So the number one use of the reviews is to check or to see the what we call this the defect of your system, the possible defect of your system. Okay? So common software review types include defect inspection and removal product, prog- progress reviews, quality reviews. Okay? So those are the reviews that you're going to do during your reviews or verification of your system. Okay? The quality reviews, it is a group of knowledgeable people examine of software component and its documentation. So not only the system, of course, the code, the design models, the specification, the test plan, standards, and etc. And can be subjected to review. Okay? Once an article has been reviewed and signed off by the reviewers, the management has given its approval to proceed to the next stage of your development. Okay? So quality review process, select review team, arrange a time and place for the review, distribute documents to review, conduct the review, complete the review forms, decide whether to approve artifacts or have them rework and review them again. Okay, so the main purpose of the review, of course, the quality function, the project management function, the training communication function. So it is a quality function, so the part of the general quality management process actually, the overall functions of your system. If you say the project management function, this is to provide information to the project managers, okay, which is the project managers, the one who control, monitor, and plan your development. Okay, training and communication functions. So product knowledge is shared among development team and members. Okay, so the quality review results, okay, of course, the purpose of the review is to discover of system defects and inconsistencies. That's why we conduct reviews to our development. Okay, so again, review, this is the set of the individual people, skills individual, okay, who are going to check before you're going to deploy your systems. Okay, so review comments need to be classified as no action or no change to the artifact are required. Prepare for repair. Okay, if there's a needs to correct, if there's a fault, if there is an error, okay, reconsider overall design. So problem identified impacts other design components. Okay, if this it's particular components issues, you can use it to the other components. Okay, and requirement specification problems may require involvement of the client result. Okay, so that's for our quality software quality management.